I will not only explain to you why you should stop hiring traditional graphic designers when it comes down to marketing designs, visual designs, but I will also explain to you what you should do and why this is absolutely crucial when you want to be successful with marketing. First of all, most graphic designers don't know anything about how our brain works. And marketing in the end is about behavior design. It's about designing solutions that change the behavior of potential customers. So they didn't like your product and now they like it. They didn't want to click to your website and now they want to do. So it's about combining a great message with great design. And I see a lot of designers that just make beautiful things that don't work at all and that even work worse than with an old design or a less beautiful design. So what's happening there? And I will explain this very simple and easy for you. Most designers never had any education about how a brain works. So if you want to design, you want to have the right focus on the right stuff. You want it to be easy, cognitive. You want it easy to being processed. You want not any distractions and stuff like that. So a great message with great design is awesome, but a great message with bad design can really kill your marketing effectiveness. And most designers only know how to make beautiful things, not things that are really goal driven, that are really effective and contributing to your marketing goals. Let's give one example, which I've seen a lot. A lot of designers love to use people in designs. So in a header, for example, you see one person over here and you see a main message over there. And our unconscious brain needs to view the face. This is very good to explain because where there where people are watching could be danger. This is something that's a very old system that's very effectively is not very effective anymore in these days, but in old times when there was a tiger, for example, it was very important that you were watching where everybody else was watching because then you had a better chance on survival. And our brain is still that. So we watch where the people are, so we see what they are seeing. So when there's a face in the header, all attention mainly goes to that face. And there's always a very simple question I ask to the designers and to the people that need to make a judgment about if the design is good or not. And most people can't do this very well because they don't have this knowledge too. So, and I ask this very simple question: if there was no message and only the face, would people understand what this was about? So the answer is obviously no. So this means that this is a bad design because the face is distracting attention from the message that you want to communicate. So it's not very goal oriented and it's not very effective. What you can do is let a face watch to the message, then people watch in a direction or where the person is watching and all the attention goes to the message again. And there are several other tricks, but designers, traditional designers, are not used to having these kinds of knowledge. They should have great tooling to make analysis on how their design is performing. And you have great tooling, like, for example, predictive AI systems like Neurons, for example, Neurons Inc. Do Google this one because it's a very powerful tool big brands are using, like IKEA and Coca-Cola, to understand where their customers are watching, how long they are watching stuff, how many people are watching certain parts of the marketing messages and marketing visuals, and how good the focus is overall, how cognitive hard or easy it is to process the information. So all kinds of crucial information that tells you something about how the unconscious brain processes the information and maybe remembers it when there needs to be a sale. And so information that isn't being remembered doesn't play any part, any role in the buying process. So these are all very important things. And a modern designer, so if you hire one, ask them, what do you know about neuroscience and how do you use these psychological principles in your design, and what kind of tooling do you need to do so, and what kind of tooling are you experienced with? So these are very crucial questions. Otherwise, they just make things that look beautiful but are not very effective. And I've seen this time over again because we use these tools at my masters and we assess the designs of the traditional designers, and they're most of all beautiful but very shitty when it comes down to effectiveness.